What's up, y'all? You've probably heard about personal branding by now. It's pretty mainstream. But do you know the origins of that idea? It actually dates back to 1997 and an article written by Tom Peters in Fast Company. It was titled "The Brand Called You." In it, he contended that we are the CEOs of our own companies, me incorporated. To be in business, our most important job was to be head marketer for the brand called you. Spending several decades at the same company, or even several years, was fading as the norm. More and more people were changing jobs and changing companies, going into entrepreneurship, leaving entrepreneurship and coming back into corporate America. And it was very important for you to be able to stand out in an economy of free agents. Confining ourselves to job descriptions or defining ourselves by job titles were no longer good enough to compete. Personal brands are centered on the individual, not products. Therefore, each brand has unique traits. There are seemingly infinitely more ways to share your brand than there were 25 years ago when Peters wrote this article. With platforms like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn commonplace now, having visual content is a key component to that brand. And when I say visual content, I'm talking about photography and videography. So that's what I'm going to dive into in this video. Let's get started. I'm Zuri Stanback, a portrait and fine art photographer in Atlanta, Georgia. How each person expresses their personal brand is unique, from colors to vocal tone. Using photography and videography to capture that is as important as being able to communicate it through written and spoken word. Personal brand photography and videography can happen anywhere, from restaurants to retail stores to homes. When you work with a professional photographer who specializes in brand photography and videography, they will work with you to pick the best backdrops, best scenes, and best poses to help communicate who you are and what you're about. So I want to share with you some behind the scenes insight as well as some of my favorite photos from a brand photography and videography session I recently held. Marie is an interior designer here in Atlanta. When she contacted me, she was looking to refresh her brand so that it could speak for her when she was not around. She had built her business through networking and referrals, like a lot of small business owners do, but she was ready to expand her reach. With a focus on both residential and commercial clients, she wanted to make sure that the look was flexible enough to reach and speak to both audiences. Thankfully, she had recently completed some work on a renovated house, and it was staged for sale but not yet occupied. The place was beautiful. It was full of windows, lots of natural light for us to take advantage of. We looked out a couple of weeks at weather forecasts to try to make sure we picked a day that had lots of sunlight. Thankfully, the predictions were true and we had a beautiful day for the shoot. We started around 11, right when the sun was about highest in the sky. We didn't want any direct sunlight. There weren't any clouds in the sky. So by having it a little bit higher up, we were ensured to still have some dramatic shadows, but not overpowering the look. We went through several different poses. I used a few different focal lengths, some wide, some tight. We kept everything in the kitchen and dining room area. That's where the best lighting was, and that was where we were able to get a lot of flexibility in her poses. Those parts of the house also translated well for both commercial and residential clients. We wrapped the shoot up with some candid shots of her working with her tools at the kitchen island. We also used that opportunity to capture some video. The goals for the video were to have some supplemental clips she could use on social media or as part of other promotions. They were not intended to create entire commercials or to have her speaking to the camera at all. Well, that's what I have for today. I hope you like this insight behind a personal branding shoot. I post videos to YouTube about every 2 weeks, behind the scenes on shoots and other projects that I do. I hope that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to click the alert bell. It'll notify you every time I post new content. Until then, thanks.